Fans are divided, not angry, not outraged, but unmistakably split down the middle. It all began with a single scene, not a scandal, not a rumor, just a few seconds of footage that slipped quietly into the public eye and then refused to leave. Wang and Shen Yue were doing what they've always done best, acting, delivering lines, hitting their marks, making something scripted feel natural. But this time, something about the moment felt different. Different enough that fans didn't just watch it. They paused it, replayed it, slowed it down, zoomed in like they were decoding an ancient prophecy. The scene itself was simple. Two characters standing close. Too close, some would say. The dialogue was ordinary, almost forgettable. But the silence between the lines, that was where the debate was born. When the clip first circulated online, reactions were mild. A few comments here, a few heart emojis there. Someone wrote, "Wow, their chemistry is really good." Another replied, "They always had chemistry." But then someone else said it. That wasn't acting. And just like that, the internet leaned forward. Fans who had followed Wang and Shen Yue for years felt a shift. Something subtle but undeniable. It wasn't a dramatic gesture or a sweeping confession. It was the way Dylan paused before delivering his line. The way Shen Yue inhaled slightly, as if she'd forgotten for half a second that the cameras were there. It was the kind of moment that lives in the margins. Easy to miss. Impossible to forget once you see it. Soon, the clip was everywhere. Twitter threads, fan forums, comment sections that grew longer by the minute. One group of fans insisted it was simply brilliant acting. Proof of experience, comfort, and trust between two professionals who knew how to sell a scene. Another group disagreed. They argued that something crossed an invisible line, that the emotion lingered a beat too long, that the eye contact wasn't choreographed. It was instinctive, that no director would instruct someone to hesitate like that. This is what happens when feelings leak. One fan wrote, "This is what happens when fans project." Another shot back. And so the debate began. Those who believed it was just acting brought receipts. Past interviews where both actors talked about their work ethic. Behind-the-scenes clips where they joked casually, nothing serious, nothing intense. They're comfortable, these fans argued. Comfort creates realism. But the other side came prepared too. They pointed out micro-expressions. The way Dylan's shoulders relaxed only when facing Shen Yue. The way she softened her voice in that scene in a way she hadn't in others. The way the moment ended, not with action, but with stillness. Stillness, fans argued, is harder to fake. Humor quickly entered the conversation, because the internet never stays serious for long. Memes appeared comparing the scene to people accidentally making eye contact with someone they like on public transport. Someone joked, "If that was acting, give them 10 awards and a warning label." Another meme read, "Me try to convince myself it's just a scene while re-watching it for the 12th time." But beneath the jokes was tension, not hostility, curiosity. People weren't arguing because they were angry. They were arguing because they cared. Because Wang and Shen Yue become familiar presences in their lives, and familiarity invites interpretation. This is where education quietly slips in. Media psychologists often talk about parasocial perception, the way audiences feel connected to public figures through repeated exposure. Over time, viewers begin to recognize patterns, rhythms, and emotional cues. They feel like they know the person, even if they don't. So when something breaks pattern, even slightly, it feels significant. That scene broke pattern. Fans who lean toward the just acting camp explain it logically. The director likely encouraged restraint. Less movement, more tension. Let the silence speak. It's a common technique, especially in scenes meant to feel intimate without being explicit. They were right, but so were the others in a different way. Because even the best direction can't manufacture chemistry from nothing. It can only amplify what already exists. And that's where the debate stayed stuck. Did the scene feel real because the acting was exceptional? Or did it feel real because the emotions were? Neither side could fully disprove the other. As days passed, the clip refused to fade. Reaction videos popped up, some serious, some playful. One creator broke down the scene frame by And even now, long after the clip stopped trending on the main pages, it still resurfaced quietly, in comment sections, in late-night threads, in fan edits posted with soft music and captions that read, "This part, always this part." Because debates don't really end when emotions are involved. They evolve. Some fans began to notice something else, not in the scene itself, but in what came after, later episodes, later interviews, subtle shifts. Dylan Wang became more measured when asked about co-stars, choosing his words carefully, as if aware that every sentence could be stretched beyond its original meaning. Shen Yue, on the other hand, leaned into warmth, laughing more easily, but redirecting questions with gentle skill. Neither confirmed anything. Neither denied anything. They simply continued. This, too, fueled the divide. One side said, "See, they're being cautious now." The other replied, "Or maybe you're just watching more closely." And that was the truth no one wanted to admit. Once attention sharpens, everything looks intentional. A smile becomes a signal. A pause becomes a message. A normal interaction becomes evidence. This is how fandoms mature, through moments that test perception. Interestingly, new fans enter the conversation. People who hadn't followed Dylan Wang and Shen Yue closely before. They watched the clip without history, without bias, and many of them still felt something unusual. "I don't know their story," one comment read, "but that scene made me uncomfortable in a good way, like I was intruding." That comment gained thousands of likes, because discomfort doesn't always mean something is wrong. Sometimes it means something is honest. Educationally, this taps into a concept known as emotional realism, the ability of a performance to feel true, regardless of whether it reflects real-life circumstances. Emotional realism doesn't require lived romance. It requires vulnerability, presence, a willingness to let the audience see hesitation. That scene had all three, which is why directors praise it quietly, which is why critics mention it without naming it, which is why it stayed lodged in people's minds like a half-remembered dream. The fandom didn't fracture. It diversified. Some fans created long essays analyzing acting techniques. Others created playlists inspired by the mood of the scene. Artists drew stills of the moment, not exaggerated or dramatic, but soft. Two figures standing close, light between them, the space heavy with what wasn't said. Humor remained the bridge between sides. One popular post read, "This scene caused more debate than my university group project." Another joked, "I showed this clip to my friend who doesn't even watch dramas, and now she has opinions."